Okay, welcome back to the Lions Den, guys. Once again, this is Tyler, fucking having a great ass week. And I did a video last week about how to aim in Apex Legends, and right now we're going to talk about three huge, gigantic mistakes that you make when you play every single fucking time. And if you fix these three things, then you will see dramatic improvements in your fucking aiming as the time goes by. So a couple things we're going to go over. 1, what you aim at. 2, how you aim. And 3, being prepared to aim. First mistake that you make every fucking time. The first one is that you aim at your screen and not at the center of your screen. And what I mean by that is when you pull that left trigger to zoom in, your eyes are aiming at something, a target on the screen. However, you are not using the center of your screen as the focal point for your aim. So you're using your peripherals the whole time. You're looking at a 55-inch or even, a 20-inch monitor, whatever it is that you're looking at on your whatever you're playing on, right? You are taking in all of that information all at the same time. Any flicker of movement you are trying to take in and utilize so you can make the best judgment calls, where to go, who to shoot, etc. Now, the problem comes in. You get so used to that. You get yourself in that routine of taking in all of the information at once that you forget to aim with the center of your screen. What do I mean by that? When I am walking through a building, and you'll catch me doing this all the time. I know when I do it because I get fucked up and I lose that gunfight. Is I'm walking through the building, but when I look at the doorway, I don't move the barrel of my gun aiming at the doorway. I just look left at it with my eyes. However, my character is still moving in the same direction. When we move point A to point B, every piece of information that we're looking at, we should be moving the barrel of our gun at that focal point. So if you're walking down a hallway and you are looking at the doorway, the barrel of your gun should be aimed at the doorway. You should be ready to engage because your attention is focused there. When you start walking down the hallway again, you should be looking forward at the hallway. It's a very simple concept, but I catch myself and I see other people do it. We do this all the time where we get in the routine and we're just looking at the screen kind of droning out, and you're walking in the same direction, aiming at the same thing, and not transitioning your aim. Now, it's very easy to tell when someone's doing this because when I spectate someone, and like my cousin John, he's on my friends list, when I play with him and I'm spectating him, he will get into a gunfight and freak out. Oh, dude, I fucking hit him. That's ridiculous. This game sucks. It's broken, blah, 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 right? However, when I'm watching him, I'm looking where he's aiming with his gun. He's looking at the screen. I'm looking at where he's aiming. So when that gunfight starts, I see him. He comes very close, aiming to the target. He's like inches off the head, right? But as the recoil goes up, he misses these couple shots. And he thinks he hit the shot because his perception is wrong. He's not looking at the right part of the screen. And I saw very precisely he missed the shots. So it's pretty simple. You need to change your perspective of looking at a full screen to looking at the center of your screen and then moving that frame at where you're aiming at. So instead of just taking everything in all at once, you need to have that focal point and move the focal point to what you want to look at, in theory, what you want to shoot, what you want to aim at. That is how you will improve that. Okay, so mistake number 2 that people make every single time, that we make all the time, I catch myself doing it. You use the left analog stick to aim instead of the right, or you use WASD on keyboard and mouse instead of the mouse to aim. Now, I mean, you get comfortable by engaging with other players and their movements. So you strafe left and right, move forward and back, up, down, whatever, with the left analog. And instead of staying stationary in a single spot and then moving to shoot, you do this right here on screen, where you move with the left stick to transition to new targets instead of using the right stick to transition to new targets. And that sounds so simple, but again, we build bad habits and have poor muscle memory, and we start transitioning our shots with the left analog instead of the right analog. What really good players do, like Shroud or anybody else, Dr. Disrespect, anyone you want to call it, What they do is they use the left analog for movement. They're good with movement, obviously. That's easier to master than it is to master aiming. Everybody can be good at moving around the map. If you learn how to manipulate it, that's great. Now, what they're really good at, though, is using that movement independently from aiming. They aim with the right stick or with their mouse independently. They do not rely on their movement to hit the shot. They rely on where they're aiming to hit the shot. That sounds super simple, and like maybe I'm like over complicating it or whatever you want to call it, but again, it's very simple. We get in a bad habit. We aim with the left stick. We aim with our movements instead of aiming by actually looking. Do you know what I'm saying? Are you following where I'm going with this? So instead of, you should be practicing your aim by standing in one spot and then transitioning left, right, up, down with the right analog and hitting what you want, and then incorporating movements into that as well. That's when you see those moments when they're laser beaming, like when Shroud or anybody, I keep using Shroud, but we can talk about any game. We do Shroud, Pangu, any first-person shooter. And you take the best player, and what they do is they can jump up, down while strafing from left to right, and then go into a crouch or a slide, and the whole time, their focal point, the center of their screen is aimed at the fucking target. While they're going through that entire motion, that entire fluid movement, their aim is being adjusted independently, separate from their movement, and they are staying acquired on their target. They're locked on that target until it's done deal, and then they transition to the next one with the right stick. So their movements did not change to compensate their aim. Their aim changed to compensate their movement. The last thing that we're going to talk about, the last mistake that I make all the time, I see other people make all the time, it is you do not fucking pre-fire. So when you come around a corner, rock, building, whatever the fuck it is, you, just like we said in the first mistake, your focal point is not aimed in the direction you're going. So if I'm coming around the corner, if I'm going down a hallway north, and I'm taking a right down a hallway east, when I'm coming around that corner, I should not be transitioning my aim from north to east as I'm coming around the corner. By the time I reach the corner and cross that plane into that hallway, or whatever landscape it is, I should already be aimed facing east. You should be pre-firing. If you play Counter-Strike, Jiggle Peek, whatever you want to call it, you should be looking the direction you're going to be before you're already there. Because any enemy that's trained looking in your direction is already going to have sights on you before you're even aiming at them. You will lose that fucking gunfight. Unless that kid has no hands, physically doesn't have hands, and he's playing with stubs. You will fucking lose that gunfight because he's already aiming at you. So when you come around the corner, you should be ready to shoot. Anyone that plays Counter-Strike, anyone that plays Rainbow Six Siege, anyone that plays, is really good at Call of Duty, if they know where their enemy is, they don't waste time to aim. They point in the direction they know they are and just start fucking shooting. They come around the corner shooting. They're shooting through the wall before they even get there. Like, that is what you should be doing every single time. You need to be pre-firing those angles. You need to be holding those angles. And you need to be coming around prepared to engage in those angles. Like crossing the street without looking both ways first. You don't look both ways when you're already in the middle of the fucking road, okay? You look both ways before you cross the fucking street. It's the same concept here. You can use it with a car, whatever the fuck metaphor you want. But you need to be looking in the direction that you're gonna go before you even go there. So if I go to cross the street or take a turn around a corner or something, I'm already looking at that corner before I go around it. I'm trying to anticipate what's on the other side. So when I'm shooting in a game, it's the same fucking thing. Before I even get to the edge of the corner, I'm already looking in that direction in preparation to engage on what could be around that corner. Now, those are 3 mistakes that we all make consistently. You build bad muscle memory by doing the same actions over and over and over again. You get lazy, start looking at your screen everywhere and not at the center of your screen. You start aiming with the left stick instead of the right, and you're not pre-firing places that you're going to already be. And you do that over and over and over, and then when it's time to get into a gunfight, your hand-eye coordination isn't prepared. You're just are doing everything else that you've taught yourself to do. So now you need to retrain yourself to perform those movements more fluidly, better, and more efficiently. This way you can start to win those gunfights. I'm telling you, if you practice these things, guys, it will improve your aim dramatically, and you will start to see the scale of gunfights that you win. It will go up very quickly, and then you can start learning other things. Your aim will become more fluid with your movements. It'll just become easier the more you practice this and the more you do it consistently. But I'm pretty much running out of time for this video, guys. I've been doing some pretty long videos. Let me know if you want some shorter ones, longer ones, what you want to see. Again, I always appreciate the feedback. Leave some comments down below of what you think. What do you do to improve your aim? Do you think I'm fucking crazy and I have no idea what I'm talking about? I'd love to hear that too. Make sure you hit that like button and that subscribe button so you know when I'm posting the next video. And don't forget to check out my Instagram. It's linked in there. It'll be on my bio. It's in the description. Fucking check that out. I do some daily posts on Lions Den on IG. Send me your clips. Email me. Send them to YouTube Messenger. Send them on Instagram Messenger. Whatever you want. I'll take some montages. I'll put them up on my YouTube channel. Put them up on Instagram. Whatever you guys want. So have a great day. And once again, take care, guys.